The highly anticipated Inter-Korean Summit is just around the corner on April 27th. It's the third Inter-Korean Summit ever to be held, but with clear distinctions. The summits in the past were held in Pyongyang. This time it will be in Panmunjom, inside the demilitarized zone that divides the two Koreas. For the first time ever, a North Korean leader, Kim Jong-un in this case, is likely to step onto South Korean soil. And the government in Seoul expects some 2,500 journalists, both domestic and foreign, to cover this event. So it's a big deal, but why does this matter, say some critics? Hasn't dialogue failed in the past? Shouldn't the international community continue to isolate North Korea? Isn't Pyongyang simply trying to buy more time so that it can continue to develop its weapons program? Those concerns may sound valid, but experts disagree. There are clear signs that North Korea is serious about giving up its weapons program this time. And that is why the governments in South Korea, China, and the US are taking this summit very seriously as the first step toward denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. North Korea's behavior tends to be cyclical. It tends to alternate between conciliation and confrontation. Tensions were running high last fall, but there was also hope that North Korea would turn around and extend a hand precisely because it had the maximum leverage it had hoped for. This is also a favorable time for North Korea to engage in dialogue. Let's not forget that for the last 9 years, conservatives were ruling South Korea, and there was no interest in dialogue from either side. But last May, a new South Korean president was elected, partly on the platform of improving ties with North Korea. If North Korea really wants to talk, it hasn't had a better opportunity than this in years. That said, what will be on the agenda when the summit actually takes place? Well, don't expect too much in practical terms. The North mainly wants two things. One, a guarantee of regime security, and two, economic concessions, neither of which South Korea is in a place to offer. North Korea wants the US to guarantee regime security, and the South Korean government is not in a position to unilaterally cancel the sanctions that have been imposed by the international community. In the same way, the South Korean government cannot negotiate alone the denuclearization of North Korea. Late March, Kim Jong-un said that he wants this process to be, quote, progressive and synchronous, unquote. That means that he's willing to make concessions when the US does the same. And Washington will not have its own summit with North Korea until late May and perhaps even early June. But expect a lot of symbolism to be on display on April 27th. And it's likely that there will be some kind of announcement about ending the Korean War, which technically is still going on because there was only an armistice in 1953. A peace treaty is something that both Koreas want at this stage, so don't be surprised if this comes up during the summit on Friday. This summit is very much about setting the tone for the one that is coming between Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un. Does that sound like a little bit of a letdown? Maybe. But that's diplomacy for you. It's hard work, and it's often slow going.